Hi girls, today we are going to learn a lesson in EVS for standard 5, that is science, lesson number 16, water, which is presented by Miss Shilpa Ribello. So welcome back girls. Girls, we learned in the last lesson that the surface of our earth consists of 70% of water and 30% of land. In some of the places it is given as 71% of water and 29% of land. So it's 70% of water and 30% of land. That means our earth is covered more with water. So most of the water is sea water, which is very salty. If you have tasted the sea water when you go on the seashore to play, so you must have tasted it. So you must have seen that the water is very salty. And so because of salty, we can't use that water. It is useless. We can't use it for anything, any purpose. So salty water cannot be used for drinking, cooking, washing, and also in factories. And from this 70% of water, only 3% of water is fresh water. Only 3% of water is fresh water, and which is very useful. That water only we can use for cooking, washing, bathing, and also in the factories. So from 70% or 71% of water, only 3% of water is fresh water, which is useful. So now let's start the lesson, pollution of water. The lesson name is water. There are many topics in this we are going to learn. For example, pollution of water, water management, disposal of water, water works, and so on. So first topic is pollution of water. Now while it is raining, collect some of the rainwater directly in a clean container. If you can see in the picture, you can see placed in the open space. So you will take one clean container and you will keep it in the open space where directly the rainwater falls in that or drops it in that. Also collect some of the rainwater that is flowing over the ground. The rainwater which is flowing on the ground, in the mud, on the road. And observe and compare these two. If you see in this picture, there are three pictures, but the first two pictures are of the groundwater, and the last picture is of the clean water. What you can see? What difference you can see? What is the reason for that? When other substances get mixed with water, it becomes impure. Impure means it is unfresh. It is not clean, it is unclean. Some of these substances float in the water, so the water looks unclean or muddy. Some substances dissolve in the water, and that we cannot see. So if the substances that have got mixed with the water are harmful for living things, if you see in the picture. So this water is very harmful for the living things. We say that the water has become polluted, and since it is polluted, so it is very harmful for us, also for the plants, also for the animals, that is for the living things. Rivers and lakes are sources of water. Now how does this water, rivers, lakes, gets polluted? We are going to see it. that is the disposal of waste water. The waste water of a city or town is collected and let into a water body at a convenient location. Here you can see the picture that the waste water from the city means from the houses, different houses. So whichever we wash the clothes, utensils, so that waste water goes out. So this is collected in the water body in one of the convenient in one of the place where it is collected. See, you can see in the picture. So the waste water from the residential buildings also, from where we stay, as well as from factories, industries, they contain many kinds of impurities. The water is very dirty. There are many microorganisms, small insects. So this what happens? So some of this dissolve in the water. Some of these impurities dissolve in the water and some are not. So sewage water can carry microorganisms that spread diseases. For example, when we wash the clothes, that water we can't use it for drinking. That means it is unclean water. So that is the sewage water, and that water is carrying microorganisms. If we drink that water or if we use for cooking, it is very harmful for our health. So they say that they carry microorganisms that spreads diseases. Wastewater from industries is more likely to contain poisonous substances. Same thing happens over here. If you see in this picture, you can see the pipes. From the pipes there is water flowing, but it contains poisonous substances. And this, what happens if all this water, waste water, is let into water bodies such as the rivers or ponds, lakes, then what happens? This body also gets polluted. The water gets dirty. That is, it is polluted, and that is very dangerous. We can't use that water for any purpose. So such water cannot be used for drinking or for any other purposes. If you see in the picture, you can realize it that both the pipes contains water which is very dangerous. It is poisonous substances different is mixed up with the water, and this water we cannot use it. So this is unclean water. So that is why it is compulsory for factory owners to treat the water before letting it out. Similarly, sewage and other waste water of towns and cities is processed for purification before letting it into a water body. This helps to prevent pollution of water. So they try to stop the polluted water. They try to purify this polluted water, and with the help of the purification, the pollution of water stops over there. So flowing water of rivers gets purified to some extent by natural processes also. Let's see it forward. So before water is supplied to a town or city, it is purified. Here you can see the water directly from a reservoir is not safe for drinking. So what happens? It is treated in water treatment plants to remove impurities, to remove the germs, to remove the microorganisms, and with the help of that purification, what happens? They kill germs. So then after that the water is safe to drink. There are three methods for cleaning the water, that is sedimentation, filtration and chlorination. Now girls, do you know about it? If large quantities of impurities get mixed with river water, the natural processes of purification cannot keep pace. It cannot be clean, the water cannot be clean. The proportion, why? Because the proportion of oxygen dissolved in the water is reduced, it becomes less. And this is a threat to the aquatic living things. It is very bad for the living things. So next topic is purification of water. This you can do it at home with the help of your parents. Don't try to do it alone, girls. Try to take help of your parents or your elder sister, brother, whoever can help you. Take a plastic bottle, tie a clean piece of cloth over its mouth. See, here you can see in the picture. Cut off the base of the bottle. Hold the bottle upside down. If you see in the picture, you can see it. See, upper part is different and the down portion is different. So it is only one bottle, but you are going to cut that bottle into two. So the upper part it will be upside down. Then add fine sand and lastly coarse sand to make three different layers inside the bottle as shown in the diagram. If you can see there are three things: coarse sand, fine sand and powder cold, and the cloth is tied to the mouth. So what you can see, place the bottle on its lower cut off portion as shown in the figure. Now pour some muddy water containing some rubbish slowly into this bottle. If what you observe, the water that flows into the base of the bottle, it appears clean. See, you can see here, it in the bluish, it is clean. Of course, that what you have learned, that there could be microorganisms in water. You have learned over it, that there could be microorganisms in it. Now, when we travel in some of the places, when we go from one place to another, what we do? If by chance if we forget to buy the if we forget to take the bottles, we try to purchase it from outside. So while traveling, we often buy bottled drinking water. The bottles are available at places like bus stands and railway stations, also in most of the shops. So what you are supposed to do? Before buying, you are supposed to read the information about the water given on the bottle, and also you are supposed to tell others about it. The date of bottling and the period for which the water can be safely used is printed on the bottle. See here you can see. So it is important to read this information when buying a bottle. But once you have opened it, the water should not be kept for a long time. And once the bottle is empty, what you are supposed to do? You are supposed to crush that bottle. Crush that bottle and throw into a garbage bin. Can you see in the picture? Yes. And why we are supposed to throw it in the garbage bin? Because it should not be reused by anyone. It should not be reused by anyone. Now here we are going to see about the waterworks. Water purification processes on the water at the water works. There are different things being done by water. Now first is settling. The water from the water source is allowed to stand in large tanks. Alum is also used to help the process of settling. Here you can see the picture. The second is filtration. The water is filtered by using a filtration machine. Nowadays the machines are provided for each and everything. So now the filtration machine also is available. So water is filtered by using a filtration machine. The third is oxygenation. Now what is oxygenation? Oxygen, that is air. Air and water are allowed to mix with the help of pumps. So here also the machines are helpful. So this causes oxygen from the air to dissolve in the water. And the last is chlorination. That if you use the water, or if sometimes if you smell, especially during the rainy season, the chlorine is mixed with the water. Why? For what reason? To kill the germs, so that we can get the clean water. So this is what about the waterworks. Now the main topic is famine. What do you mean by famine? Famine means drought, scarcity of water, where we never get food. So water evaporates continuously. I hope so you know, during the rainy season we have lot of water in the tanks, ponds, lakes, rivers. But same tanks and rivers in the May month, April to May month, what happens? It gets dry. Why? Because of the sun heat, the water evaporates. So water evaporates continuously. That is why places where it does not rain for a long time experience a drought. This land becomes fertile. At such places, the water level falls in rivers, wells, lakes, bunds and dams. Some of these may even go dry. See, if you can see in the picture, this is what is the famine. The land gets drought, scarcity of food, grains, each and everything. So the land also dries up due to evaporation. And because of this, humans and animals suffer from scarcity of water. There is no water for agriculture also. And this condition, see here, you can see the birds, how she is drinking the water. Then with a little water, so many people are washing their hands. So this is what the famine is. Not able to, the humans and the animals or birds suffer from scarcity of water. Even there is no water for agriculture. And this condition is called as famine. But famine is a natural disaster. Natural disaster means it is natural. It is by nature. It is natural. Grain and fodder become scarce during a famine. There are no grains, no food. Even the animals are left without food. So you may have read about a famine in a state or country or in another part of the world. People living there have to face a lot of hardship. Those people who have this famine problem, drought problem, scarcity of water, scarcity of food, they have to face lot of problems. Also, animals and plants in those parts are also suffering because of scarcity of water and food. Here you can see the picture. The animals also can't get proper food because of the less water or scarcity of water. So now what happens? Because of that, the government temporarily moves these people and animals from famine-stricken areas where the famines have taken place, from there to the safe places where they can be provided with water, food grain and fodder. Fodder means where the animals get the food, proper food to eat. Here you can see the pigs. So fodder camps are also set up to take care of the domestic animals. Even you can see the human beings, the animals get the proper food. Now the next topic is water management. What is water management? Now we all know rain. Now this is the rainy season going on. So rain brings us water again and again. Every year we get rain from June to September. So every year we get water. But we get rain for only 4 months in a year. That is from June to September. If rainwater is not stored, we will not have water for our daily needs after the rain. That means we are supposed to save the water or store the rain water. Now where you are going to store this rainwater? So where we store it? We store it in the in the wells, rivers, lakes, ponds and so on. So to meet the whole year's need for water, rainwater must be stopped. We should collect it somewhere. So when it is stopped, it percolates into the soil. See here. Can you see in the picture? Yes. Large dams. As the groundwater storage increases, trees get water. We have learned this before also. That when water goes down in the soil, the trees get proper water. The trees are planted with the help of the soil. They get water through the help of the soil. Wells too get enough water and the land can be cultivated again for the crops. So several methods are used to make rainwater seep into the soil. Large dams can be built, but that may not be possible in all the places. In all the places we can't build the big dams. So in that event, the government and the people come together to undertake several works such as building smaller reservoirs. Here you can see the dams, then the smaller reservoirs, counterbunding, stopping the water of the smaller streams by constructing bunds or bandars. Here you can see. So with the help of this, what happens? That we can stop the rainwater for our daily need. Here is a bund. Can you see the black sketch pen line, yeah, that is known as burn. So we can make that stream close over there so that the water can be stored over there, it will not flow out. So we can make use of this water for the cultivation or some of the other purpose. This is the counter treacherous, means from up till down you can get the water flow. Now, so in some of the places wells are dug in riverbeds to allow water to collect in them. Rainwater flowing on roofs of houses is drained into large tanks placed beside the building. Some of them, what they do, they try whatever the roof water comes down, they try to collect it in the big tanks, or they try to collect it in the small places. They try to make the tank next to their houses, and they try to flow the water, that same water, in that small tanks near the house. So using all such methods help us to store as much as water is possible. See here, you can see the pictures. Some of them stored in the big tanks, some of them stored in the small buckets, and so on. So it is very important to use water carefully to stop rainwater from flowing away, to make it seep into the ground, or to collect it in tanks. Taking steps to measure that rainwater will be available even in the period after the rainy season, and that is known as water management. See here, you can see here the roof water is being stored in the tank. In another picture it is stored, it is sipped, it is flowing in the soil. So it helps to preserve the water. So what we have studied from this lesson, that water is very precious for life. There can be no life without water. If there is no water, no life. So we are not supposed to waste water. And it is our duty and right and responsibility to save water. Girls, I hope so you understood this lesson. Here is the assignment, which you are going to write the questions and answers with the help of this presentation or from your textbook. The third question, the true or false, which is there in the textbook on page number 81. There are only two true or false. You are supposed to do same and write the question and answers in your notebook. Bye. Thank you. Stay home. Stay safe.